Hi everyone, and we will study chapter 7. Meg hears some gossip. Let's learn. Here, Annie Moffat's invitation. Do you remember this invitation? She had invited Meg before for the party. Meg went to stay at the Moffats' large house. They were leading a luxurious life. Uh, the more Meg saw Annie spread things, the more she wished that she was rich because she always wanted to be rich. She began to talk about fashionable clothes and hairstyles in the way that the other girls did. Let's learn something about Annie Moffat's family. Belle and Clara were Annie's older sisters. They were fine and young ladies. Mr. Moffat was a fat, friendly gentleman. Mrs. Moffat, she was a fat and friendly lady. They were all very kind to Meg, and they really did their best to make her feel at home. There was a small party. Meg wore her best dress, but her best dress looked old next to Sally's new ones. While the other girls were preparing, the servants brought in a box of flowers with a letter. The letter was from her mom, and the flowers were from Laurie. They made much they made Meg much happier. Her mother's loving words and Laurie's kindness made Meg feel much happier. Meg had a great time until she heard, how old is the Lawrence boy? 16 or 17? Sally says they are very friendly and the old man thinks they are all wonderful. Like that. Those sentences made Meg feel angry. They thought that the letter was also from the Lawrence boy, and Meg told a lie. They told unkind words about them. Meg tried to forget them, but she couldn't. The gossip made her angry. That's why she was so glad when the party was over. She went to her room. She was alone. She began to cry. She was afraid their nice friendship with Laurie would be damaged because of this unkind gossip. There was a big party on Thursday, and they were preparing for Thursday. Miss Bailey invited Laurie for Thursday. When Meg heard this, she pretended to misunderstand her. Miss Bailey offered Meg to wear her blue dress and helped her change into a fine lady. She brushed and curled her hair, reddened her lips. She helped her to get into the sky blue dress. And with necklace and earrings, Meg was ready for the party. Meg was shocked when she saw herself in the mirror because she looked different. Several young men were interested in her. In the past, they just stared at her, but now with a new dress, they were interested in her. But she was like a doll. Laurie saw Meg, but he didn't look pleased. He wished she had worn her own clothes. In fact, Joe insisted on him going to the party and telling her how Meg looked. After that, Laurie said sorry for his words. He suggested her having something to eat because a few minutes ago he said that I wish you had worn your own clothes. You are so different, he said. And Meg begged him not to tell anyone about her dress. He promised not to mention about it. Meg was a doll at that night and she did crazy things, like she drank wine and she was dressed up like a doll. She did really different things. She also met several men. She talked to several men. Okay, after a little interruption, let's go on. The distance learning is like that, something like that. Okay, I said that Meg did something different, crazy things that night. Okay, she was glad to be home. She returned home and told her family everything. She talked about the gossip and asked her mom if she had any plans about the Lawrence boy because Annie Moffat's mother, Mrs. Moffat, told that Meg's mother had some plans about Laurie, and she asked this to her mom. Annie's mother had told her Mrs. March was kind to Laurie since he was rich and might marry one of the girls one day. She claimed this, and Mrs. March said to them all she wanted was that her daughters would be loved, would lead happy, peaceful lives. Even if they married to the poor, the most important thing was that they would be happy, they would lead a peaceful life. Okay, my friends, I finished this video. Thanks for listening to me. Take care of